Okay, so the only way, this question from Mr. D, Charles, any chance of modifying protocol parameters give small pools a better chance of breaking even with hosting costs? Yes, K can increase, and hypothetically, it could increase profit margins. But let's say you don't have a lot of pledge, you're a small pool. The only way you're going to make money is if people delegate to you. So it's not good enough to just increase natively K or reduce the pledge requirements. You need marketing. You need the capacity to get people to delegate to you. And right now we live in a competitive equilibrium where it's all or nothing. I have 1,200 choices. I can click only one tile. Yes, I can create more than one wallet. It's a lot of work to do that. I have to manage more keywords. Most customers don't do that when you have friction points. So the key is not only a K increase, but it's also going to be changing the competitive dynamics to become cooperative and forming coalitions and delegation portfolios via partial delegation. We're working on that. It's actually a very difficult feature to implement because the way that we designed the wallet was designed with a set of beautiful assumptions which made the wallet mathematically pure and made debugging and testing great. So the only option we have with the current architecture is to replicate individual wallets under the hood. So instead of some sharded wallet, you actually have to run 100 instances or 50 instances or however many pools you have. That seems like a lot, but it turns out the wallet's so efficient that there are ways of doing that that's not problematic. So I had benchmarks done that demonstrated we could comfortably run a Daedalus instance with 100 wallets and not have a slowdown in your ability to turn on the wallet, your ability to spend, receive funds, the listing of stake pools, and there's an enormous amount of room for optimization. And the only slowdown would be wallet recovery. But there are ways to dramatically speed that up by about an order of magnitude. So we are working on that. The problem is that multi-asset, extended UTXO, and Plutus, these types of things are in front of that for the wallet backend. So I have two choices. I can either work on hybrid wallets and partial delegation, or I can work on multi-asset and Plutus and extended UTXO. So commercially speaking, I think it's more valuable to the ecosystem to focus on multi-asset, Plutus, and extended UTXO than it is to finish off the tail of partial delegation. I understand how frustrating that is. It's frustrating for me, and there are many things I want to do, but that's the problem with going parallel and having sometimes bottleneck teams, and Adrestia is one of them. So you just have to make trade-offs and compromises, and there's really no way I can add more people to that team. We're already at the law of diminishing returns. Any other developer I add in, we can't parallelize the work, and we're just going to have to work our way through it. So we'll talk about that in much more detail at the product summit, the product update, whatever the hell we call these things, in October and the one in November. But we are aware of it. We know what to do, and you guys are just going to hang in there. Now, one thing, Mr. D, even if K is increased and we have delegation portfolios, you are a small business when you are a pool operator, which means you still have to have a relationship with your customers. You still have to advertise. You still have to go out there and get people to delegate to you. And most businesses fail. So no matter what we do with protocol parameters, what we do with features under the hood, it's always going to be the case that if you're not a good business person, you're not a good business person, and you're not going to succeed. The job of these guilds, the job of good technology, is to make sure that you have support, advice, and best practices that help you get where you need to go. And you don't necessarily have to do it all yourself. But at the end of the day, a business is a business. And you can be a McDonald's franchisee. McDonald's will tell you a lot about how to sell hamburgers and make fries and these other things. They give you a business system and you have a great brand. But if you put it in the wrong location, if you run it in a really bad way, obviously that franchise is going to go under.